Emmanuel Bansi, host of PWI, People Who Inspire, a great program that we put together to bring thought leaders from around the world to inspire hope and stir up curiosity in the lives of young people all around the world, whereby they will start to think about how they can begin to take steps, actionable steps to discovering their self, discovering their purpose, and living their purpose and making impact in their community and beyond. And my guest today is a renowned vocal coach all the way from Portugal, the beautiful Joana, who is on the call. Joana, you're welcome.
Hi, Manuel. Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm very happy to be here today.
Yes, welcome. You are the first guest on this beautiful conversation, and we are really excited that you've made time to be here to be able to impact, inspire, and transform a life. One life at a time, we are definitely going to make great impacts. And so I'm just going to give you a little moment to, tell us about yourself and all the amazing things you've been doing.
So I am a vocal coach for almost 14 years now. And so I help people to speak or sing with a lot of confidence. And that's my beautiful job because I really love what I do. And my mission is to empower people through their voices. And so it's really taking what everyone already has and work with it and transform that and to transform people to be their best. So to be authentic. This is my cat, by the way, that you're hearing.
I love it.
And she wants to take a part of the conversation. So
Certainly, I love the word transform. Transform. It looks like your life is all about making a difference and helping people become better. And that's certainly what this conversation is centered around. And I'm truly excited to engage you on our first conversation. And so the theme for today's conversation is centered around the power of voice. The power of voice. And I believe the best person to talk to about the power of voice should be a vocal coach and a renowned and experienced one for that matter. Like you said, you've been doing this for nearly over 14 years. That's a long time. And so talk to us about the power of voice.
Well, the power of voice, it seems something very mysterious. It sounds very mysterious, the power of voice, but actually is something that everyone has. So everyone has the power of voice in them. And it's also one of the things that I help people is people to find this vocal power that lives inside of them. And sometimes, because of life, we forget that we have it. Children usually have it very strongly. A child comes to you and blah, 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 and it speaks very strongly. And so this ability, the power of voice is this ability of speaking your truth as it is, without reservations, without fear, without insecurity, just talking, and all of you is with you. So the power of voice is something that it's all connected. When you connect with your body and your voice gets through with in this allness of yourself. And so the vocal power is something very kind of easy to access. It's not hard, but sometimes people forget about it with the rush of life, and everything's happening very fast. and we forget to reconnect with this vocal power. But everyone has it.
Has it. Um, okay. So the next really on the top or on the crack. And so you started a conversation already. So how do we then find that true voice? All right. So because let's rewind. When you first, realize, or how did you actually realize your voice was special? How did you realize that your own voice was special?
It starts with breathing. When we reconnect with our abdominal breathing, it all makes more sense. And
Right.
because the sound that is produced from that place, from that point of breathing, of your body, it becomes authentic. There's no way of being, well, you can do theater, of course, but and like when you want to speak up from that place, it's impossible to be not true. It's something that you find in your body and after from your breathing, and becomes your superpower. And that's the true voice. The true voice comes from that place of your body that really makes sense. That comes from here. It's your belly. It's your belly that is the center of the sound, and not here.
I
Usually,
love that. I love that.
we think it's
I love
here.
that.
No, it's the belly. Yeah.
I love that. Hello, Joanna.
Hello.
Yes. Wonderful, wonderful point there. I love the way you started it. That is something from childhood all the way to, when you are now gradually discovering the inner voice and staying real, staying and all of that. So that's feel nervous about speaking up, whether about speaking up in class, for students, at work, or even on social media, right? So what's your top tip for overcoming voice fear?
First of all, reconnect with your breathing and start to understand the benefits that comes from it. When you breathe from your belly, you become more conscious about everything around you, and of course about yourself. But you become more connected to what is around you and what's
Right.
in here. Because when you start breathing from your belly, that those monkey thoughts that all of us has, they disappear almost completely. It's much less frequent to feel like overwhelmed by thoughts. And so
Yes,
I think
yes.
the first step to reconnect with your voice is just to breathe from your belly. That is the first step, in my opinion.
I wish it's something I could practicalize, but it's really a profound statement. Breathing from your belly, really a great tip. And if you are watching us, if just tuning, this is a conversation with a true vocal coach, respected and recognized globally, all the way from Portugal. Joana herself is live with us with Emmanuel here on People Who Inspire. And our conversation has been centered around the power of voice, the power of voice. And she has just unraveled right from defining what it means when we say the power of voice to now gradually discovering and appreciating the authenticity of our voice and how we can, step up our game and become a voice in the global stage. Now let's move on to even understanding how our voice can stand out, because there are so many voices. How can we identify ours and ensure that it fits in perfectly? So, of course, there is so much noise online, on social media. How does someone make their voice powerful and memorable?
Well, there's a lot of things that you can do. Of course, work on your voice and understand what you love on your voice, about your voice, and what you don't like. I think this is the first step, recording yourself a lot of times. And so you have like this list of things that you already know that are working and the things that don't work so great. So I think that is the second step, besides the breathing, the abdominal breathing. I think it's recording yourself. It could be an audio, it could be a video, to be sure what is going on, because when you do that, you realize what other people hear it, what other people are seeing it, or what are other people's what are other people perceiving. And so when you do that, you get a shock. It's very shocking. Oh my god,
Yes.
my voice is like this. Oh my god, my voice does this. And it's very shocking. But if you keep doing it, it gets to a point that you start hearing it has like another person's voice. And so that's the magic point, when you start analyzing your voice as other people, because you don't overanalyze other people's voices most of the time. You don't do that unless it's something very, very annoying, like imagine some people imagine something like that, or very high pitch, very this kind of voices. Well, they really they might be annoying, and so people are going to notice. But most of the time, people are not overanalyzing anything. They're just connecting with you and hearing you and not thinking about your voice. And so I think besides this, there's something that we really need to pay attention, that we already have a voice. It might not be your dream voice for some reason, but you already have a voice. And we are not perfect.
Yes.
And the voices that connect online are the people that are not perfect. And they're not pretending that they're perfect. Perfect doesn't sell anymore. We are tired of perfect. We want humanity in people. And so I think the perfect voice is the unperfect voice, is the person that reveals their own vulnerabilities and the things that they are feeling. If they get it wrong, they get it wrong. It's okay. They just accept and continue. So this is the people that we are looking for in social media. The true people, the people that are connected with themselves, even if they go overline, they don't do it well for some reason, but they accept themselves and they pass through it. And so that might be good.
Impressive. You're watching this. I think the takeaway is a lot. And so far, I think the emphasis on being authentic has been repeated, and it's very important that we pick that and work with it. So, Joanna, you've trained singers, speakers, CEOs. So, what is the one common mistake that people make with their voice? One common mistake that you think, watching all these singers, CEOs, top executives, one common mistake you've seen as a trait that they make repeatedly?
Well, I think they try too hard.
Hmm.
They push the voice in front of them. Like they push the voice. And the voice, when it comes from the right place, it doesn't need to be pushed. It comes
Hmm.
naturally. And
Comes
every
naturally.
time our voice gets like this, how can I say it, not a very nice feeling on your throat, it means that you're putting too much effort here and you want to get your message too much. And
Hmm.
so when you're singing, when you're speaking, if you just focus on your body and throw your sound to the floor instead of throwing your sound to the ceiling or somewhere in front of you. This is one of the
Right.
common, I think it's the most common thing that people do. They try too much to do from here,
Project
and
it.
and not
Yes.
from your body, from your own bubble. Like you have everything you need inside your bubble, and you just
Okay.
need to throw your sound to the floor. And this, you just need to visualize. Imagine that I'm speaking now and I'm visualizing the sound going down instead of going like this. Does it make sense, Emmanuel?
Yes, yes, yes. That's a great
Can
point there.
do you
That's
want
a
to
great
try?
point.
Do you want to try?
I would love to.
Yes, yes. Just think about a sentence like my name is Emmanuel and I like to something. And you're just going to first just throw it in front of you, like you're throwing a ball in front of you. Say it to me like that.
Hello, my name is Emmanuel, and I love to, speak, and I love to, impact lives.
Okay, now say it everything on the sentence. Hello, my name is Joana and I love to sing. Like that, just in one sentence.
Okay. Hello, my name is Emmanuel, and I love to speak, and I love to, impact lives.
Now try it if you imagine that you have a long beard and you're just throwing to the floor, like if it was your own beard, the voice coming to the floor, going to the floor.
Hello, my name is Emmanuel. I love to speak, and I love to impact lives. I feel I love this more.
Yes. And why?
It feels
Tell
more
me.
real, it's calm, and you know, it feels more authentic. I feel like the other one I was throwing my voice, I wanted to be heard. But this is the real me, you know.
Yes. I could feel that too from here. And I'm in Portugal. I'm far away from you.
Wonderful, 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 wonderful. I think if anyone is missing this and if you're watching this right now, you need to share the link, let somebody else get to, practice this, and maybe later on can get to visit Joanna's website and get to learn more about how you can take up courses and be transformed. The most important thing could just be you being authentic, knowing who you are, and working your way up. All right. No faking, no pretense, just one step at a time towards progress. All right. So I think I should quickly let's touch a little bit on voice and confidence in the real world. Voice and confidence in the real world. How has your ability as a vocal coach you know, your ability to control your voice helped in unexpected situations. For example, unexpected situations like crisis or something just happened and you had to respond. How has your ability to control your own voice helped in managing some of these unexpected situations? And maybe you can give an example.
Yeah, it's a skill that is good for all aspects in your life.
Hmm.
When you imagine that you want to call your child to dinner and you don't want to scream, but you want to be a little bit loud, and this makes you be comfortable with producing loud sound without screaming and hurting yourself.
Hmm.
When we scream, the first thing that happens is that awkward sensation here.
Yes.
It's like, oh,
Yes.
I shouldn't have done that. It's not good for me. But when we do, like, imagine, hi, 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 who? This kind of feeling, like, once again, throwing to the floor. It's this power that comes, and whatever sound you want to produce, it could be loud, it could be gentle, like this.
Hmm.
Imagine the opposite. You want to make a child fall asleep and you need to speak with a gentle voice like this, but without whispering. Whispering is
Hmm.
poison for your voice. Don't whisper ever.
Wow.
That's my one of my advices. But so this is one of the examples. It could be speaking in a meeting with confidence. Uh, if you speak to everyone in a room, if you can reach everyone in the room, it's a different outcome than just speaking to just the front of the group, just the first people
Hmm.
of the line. So it's not the
Hmm.
same as we can connect with everyone in the room and adjust our volume what we want. Imagine a team leader of 100 hundreds of people on their team, and they want to speak and they don't have a microphone for some reason. They can reach out to each one of them because they can
That's right.
adjust the volume of their voice. This is just one aspect of voice training. But in my opinion, I think it really changes our life because we can adapt whatever the purpose is. We can adapt the volume of our voice
Right.
and
Right.
and be connected with other people. If I start screaming, it's not really good, and it doesn't feel good for us or other people that are hearing. So it's completely different, screaming or projecting your voice.
Wonderful, wonderful. How to control and master your voice. So, Joanna, just imagine, all right, you are, let's say, coaching a shy uh, teenager who wants to start a YouTube channel. What's the first thing you would tell them to, consider?
Cut the fake smiles. Yeah, I would say that because I can see also in my daughter that, and she's very young, she's 8, but she has already that photo face, that fake thing, and I think it's not good. If you're
Mm,
faking, you're not having fun. And so the
mm,
first step to sell a YouTube channel is to have fun.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
that's what people want. They want to have fun. That's what we are all here on earth to do, to have fun. So if it's something that is fake, it's not connecting, and so it's not connecting, people are going to swipe left, you know. They're going to it's not what I want to hear because it's not connecting with me. So get rid
Right.
of the fake smiles and all the preconceptions from what you have to be instead of
Mm.
what you are and what you have to give. What is special about you? You know, why do you want to do a YouTube channel? What do you want to share truly? So I think I would start with that. And it has nothing to do with voice, but it has to do with the inner voice. And when you
Mm.
start with the inner voice, a little bit thinking about the inner voice, the outer voice kind of balances up too.
Joanna, I just wish I could have you back to back and have a series on, discovering one's voice and, making an impact with your voice and all of that. But we are in for great treats in the future. But I just want you to, this has been a myth for some time. What's a common myth about having a good voice that you would love to
Hmm.
debunk?
Well, there's a myth that everyone heard it before. Oh, that one has a good voice. I don't have a good voice.
Hmm.
If only I had Morgan Freeman's voice, I could
Hmm.
do the commentaries and do voiceovers and be a journalist. I don't know, because I love to write, but these kind of things. We don't. Of course, sorry, my video. We just think that our voice is not changeable.
Hmm.
It's not flexible.
Mm,
And the
that's right.
truth and the good news for everyone that is hearing now is that our voice is like a plasticine. Do you know what it is? Or a Play-Doh.
Yeah, yeah,
We can do this and change it wherever we want to change. You just need to want to change. And of course, if you have a low voice like this, generally, you're not going to speak like this. I'm not talking about these kind of things, but if you
right.
want to be a more connecting voice, a more different tones of voice, having vocal variety, all of this, you can work on it. And it's just a practice. It's like going to the gym. First, you don't know what to do with all those machines. And then
That's right.
after you do it a little bit, it starts to get easier. So that is, I think, my favorite myth about voice. My voice is not changeable. That is the favorite myth. So completely wrong.
One,
Completely wrong. Yeah.
it's good that an expert has just, made it clear. So thank you for debunking that. So now I just would love for you to, make this a little clear or help us find balance. So the link between singing, acting, and speaking. All right, because we've been talking about the power of voice. How do we find that distinct or unique link between singing, acting, and speaking? You've worked with singers, actors. How does acting help people use their voice better? Same way singing helps people use their voice better, or speaking. But how do we find the link between all these three?
Well, the link is you.
Mm, mm,
The link is you, your body, your voice. So these are and your brain, of course. And
Mm.
when you have like this, when you have acting classes, and I just want to say this first. My course has some parts of acting because it's outside of our comfort zone that we start to understand this, the reach of our voice.
Right.
It's not just doing the same thing we always done before. No, it's just
Right.
trying this character, trying this voice, trying this skill, trying this tool. It's you get out of your comfort zone. And so
Right.
I think that out of the comfort zone is also the common thing between all of those things. When you start acting, it's very hard, but then it's an addiction. I can say it.
Mm, yeah.
Because it's so magnificent to explore all these parts of us that we think it's not part of us, but they are part of us, but we don't even imagine they are part of us. And the singing, I in my experience is a little bit more the artistic side, like painting
Right.
or
Right.
playing an instrument, or when you have music, your body, your brain, your heart, your voice, it gets all like in this vibe of creation.
Yes.
So it's just
Yes.
pure creation and expression, and it's something that also helps you to connect with yourself, with your true essence, and it goes deep. It's not such a light topic because it's something that goes very deep. And the theater also makes you go deep to your emotions, to
Right.
different emotions, and bringing
Mm.
all of this to the speaking. So there's the magic. There's the magic because when you
What
bring all of this to your speaking, it becomes really magic.
wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I love your points, really. We have to definitely use this tip, these tips that you are giving, or wisdom nuggets coming from a 14 years experience as a vocal coach. So please don't just take this as a free of charge delivery or tips. Many people pay quite a good amount of money to get Joanna to coach them. So you are getting a lot of tips for free. So use it and share your testimonies to impact more people. That's what People Who Inspire is all about. We are inspiring you to do better, to become better, and make great impact in your communities. All right. So, Joanna, we all have that one go-to voice, right? Whether it is the customer service voice or, the serious voice. Do you have one?
The serious voice,
You
that's
know,
what
you have the serious voice. So
a
customer
serious
service
voice.
voice. Oh yeah. Okay.
This is the serious voice. I'm very
Mm.
angry with you.
Mm.
I'm going to throw my to feel my voice just here in my chest, and becomes this serious voice. But then if you just put a little smile on top of that, it becomes deep and connecting.
Mm.
And so it's the magic of assertiveness and empathy, connection and serious voice. So you have this tip. Of course, you can have like um, uh, authoritarian. How do you say? uh, um, when you want to
Alter.
be authoritarian.
Right. Authoritative, right?
Yes, when you
Authoritative.
want to be in charge of something, but in an
Right.
arrogant way.
Being authoritative.
Like,
Yes.
I told you before. I told
Mm.
you before. Let's do it. This. I told you. So we have this voice.
You really work with a lot of corporates. You have a lot of experience and a lot of wisdom nuggets to share. We truly, truly are grateful for your time, Joanna. Okay, so first of all, by the way, anyone who knows that you're from Portugal will obviously, believe that you speak Portuguese. So as a result, now seeing you or watching you express yourself beautifully in English, we wonder, how did you come about speaking or communicating so well and eloquently in English? Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I study at school the normal years, but then I always been very much in love with movies and TV shows and this kind
American
of
movies.
content. Yes, or English. It could be English also, American English, and so I and because I have a great ear for music because I'm a singer, and I
Right.
started to understand that I could learn it when I was hearing it. And so sometimes I don't know exactly how to write some words, but I know how to say it. um, and so, and lately I've been talking more in English with some friends and some clients, and so everything is opening up in terms of the English. So I've been using it more, and so I become more fluent also in speaking it.
Right.
Um, but I'm still learning. I'm still in the learning curve, and I'm just enjoying that that new knowledge that's always evolving in me.
I love the evolving, the concluding part. And one thing I really appreciate about you and I admire about you is your constant yearning for learning, right? And your ability to seize opportunity in the lifetime of that opportunity is something I truly admire about you. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you juggle all the responsibilities and commitments, and being consistent is something I truly admire about you. It wasn't too long ago. We had an opportunity of, speaking for Tom Cruise for the longest interview marathon of 96 hours, where you were a speaker and I was also a speaker. That was a great defining moment connecting with you and getting to know more about the things you do and extending an offer of you, being our first speaker, which was gladly accepted. And so I really want us to talk about the future of voice and inspiration. We started really well by uncovering the big, mysterious topic we started on. That is the power of voice. Somebody who is a bit inquisitive and curious will say, what is that? What is that? What exactly is that? But look at how you've just broken everything down into smaller pieces and, helping someone who is confused, perplexed, not too sure about their future, about their career, about their voice, lacking confidence, lagging behind because of some of the skills they don't have. How do we then prepare these people for the future? So that would be the future of voice and inspiration. We live in a world with AI and digital platforms. How important is the human voice today?
I always think that voice is connection. And the more you learn about your voice, you learn about how to connect with other people. And IE can be fabulous for a lot of things, but connection is not yet one of the strong points. I think the connection is something that we humans are very good at it. And some people ask me when IE came out, and what about IE vocal coaching? I give it a try because I like to experiment things and give it a try. And what I felt is that it lacks the empathy and the skills that a good vocal coach has to understand other people. And so when we connect with people, we also learn to receive it. Like I can understand what my client is feeling, or this kind of small details, and a
Right.
machine doesn't. A machine, well, it can read some micro expressions and these kind of things, but it lacks that. And one of the things that I think machines would do is trying to make you perfect. And like I said before, it's not the point. It's to be ourselves. And machine is, you would try to give you exercises and correct some things that are not to be corrected. And I'm sure all of us wrote something with IE, and after it was like, no, this is not me, this is not my voice, this is not my voice, I'm not going to put this, it's all very pretty, but I hate it, it's not me. And so it's the same thing about the voice. We are not machines, we are people. And so people talk like themselves, and each one of us, they have like these little details, and sometimes we think it's ugly or it's not very good, or but the truth is that makes you you. And so I think IE is is here to stay and to improve our lives, and we should use it. I'm all for it, but we have to stay more and more connected to ourselves and to others. I think that's the future of our voice. You're
Wow.
without. Okay.
Wow. I think this answered the next question I was about to ask you. You've just answered it about how people connect with you if they want to learn from you. How people can connect with the rest of the world, staying true as human beings without really trying to be too perfect. But you've just answered it that we need to stay authentic, be willing to make the mistakes and be willing to learn from them, because that's you making the mistakes. It wasn't the perfect you are trying to be, or utilizing the tools available like the AI and EI or whatever is available. So thank you so much for that. Now, Joanna, you're one of the. I mean, you've had about 3 lives from a marine engineer to a
Biologist,
musician. Oh, biologist, right.
marine
Uh,
biologist. Yeah.
Marine biologist to a musician, or and then now a vocal coach, a great mentor to many, a global voice, and all of that. Tell me a little bit, you know, if you, I mean, if your younger self could hear you today, what would she say?
I think she couldn't believe what she was seeing. She would be like, "What? Really?" Yes, I was so much different than I am today. Of course, I have a lot of things that are the same because, um, but I was so shy.
Hmm.
I was so shy. I had so many difficulties in not communicating with people that I know, but other people, people that I don't know, like presentations, and I was always very shy. And in my case, was singing that unblocked everything inside of me. I understood that it was a passion of mine, and and I started singing to, to in public events after marine biology. So it was rediscovering myself and returning to a little bit what I was before, because I always sang hiding. I sang like, no one is watching, so I'm going to sing. So, but it was after the course of marine biology that I found out that I had all of this to give and all of this passion about voice and singing to give. And yeah, I think uh, if I had to talk with that younger me, I would say keep going. You're going to have a lot of uh, doubts and challenges to overcome, but keep going. It's going to be worth it.
Lovely, lovely,
Yeah.
lovely, lovely, lovely. I think this is also a general message to any young person tuning in, watching this right now. Just keep going, enjoy the process. You're gonna get there, and your future self will thank you for the steps that you take or you are taking today to becoming the you need to be in the future. So, uh, Joanna, you have a lot of wisdom tips, a lot of wisdom nuggets from your experience, both as an individual and also as a vocal coach. So, what is one powerful message you want everyone watching to remember? To remember.
Remember, your voice is important. It
Hmm.
doesn't matter what you do, it doesn't matter what you think you're going to do with your life, but your voice matters always. And when I'm talking about voice, you can have two meanings: the actual voice or the voice that is inside of you that wants to come out. And so
Hmm.
pay attention to that inner voice and what you
Hmm.
really want to do with it. And
Hmm.
because I call it also the intuition. And so if we
Right.
connect with that intuition, we can access to this uh, more experiences around you and more possibilities. And so follow your heart. Always.
Wonderful. Follow your heart. Always. Your voice matters. I love that. I love that. I love that. Thank you so much, Joanna. So, how can people connect with you if they want to learn from you?
Yes. So I have a website which is very easy to discover. It's my name, joanalisboa.com. So it's just that. And we also can connect with me and through Instagram, Joana Lisboa Vocal Coach. Also in LinkedIn. I have a lot of materials and content in the LinkedIn. And because I also work with the companies, I help companies to with the team building events and these little courses for the teams. So I help people to connect also in the corporate world, and it's been very fun. a lot of fun for me, um, because I bring these new ideas and creativity to some places that sometimes are too serious, you know, and it's a good way of connecting with ourselves. This kind of workshops and this kind of training. So you can find me there, joanalisboa.com, and we can speak.
Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. And guys, this has been the Global Voice. Joana Lisboa, she is a renowned vocal coach all the way from Portugal, joining us today as we, unravel the big topic, the power of voice. And we've had a great conversation navigating through. We were able to address some very important topics, from finding your true voice to making your voice stand out to, voice and confidence in real world, and then how to find the link between singing, acting, and speaking. And then she finally summarized it, which I wish there is more, the power or the future of voice and inspiration. We certainly need to bring Joana back again sometime for more words of wisdom on how we can scale up. But if you need to take some of her courses and connect with her, she has mentioned some of those platforms where you can reach out on LinkedIn, Instagram, and on her website. You definitely want to explore. And if you are a corporate, a company where you wanted to, run trainings and workshops for you, she certainly will be. Watch underneath this video, you will see the link to be able to connect and stay interactive with Joana Lisboa. Now, Joana, one thing that I didn't share with you, I remember very well in our previous conversation, you alluded that I think you went to the same school with Cristiano Ronaldo, right?
Yeah, he was 3 years below me, so I'm older
Oh,
than him. Yeah, but we
all right,
were
right,
at the
right.
same school. Yes, yes, it's true.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. So, interestingly, I guess in your sometimes your homecoming or alumni network, maybe you guys get to connect. But this is just to let our listeners get to know that it's a very small village. It's a very small global village. And if we are bringing the brightest minds around the world together in the PWI network, it's very important that you become a member of it. PWI simply stands for people who inspire, bringing the brightest minds to inspire, help you in your leadership, and help you impact your world and generation. This has been the PWI conversation centered around the power of voice. And so today, my guest has been Joana Lisboa, all the way from Portugal, joining us on this very important conversation. Joanna, it was truly, truly a great time. Now, I just want you to, summarize by, giving us maybe your best motivational speech in maybe 1 minute or two. Your best motivational speech, the final takeaway, what we can go back home or go into the next week, having in mind as we prepare to discover or utilize our voice to make a difference.
In 1 minute, really reconnect with your voice. It's imperative that you do that so you can connect with the rest of the world. This is my best advice for you. Connect with yourself through your voice, and you become confident when you speak in public, with your family, with your friends, in a coffee shop, everything that you need to do with your voice. Because your voice is not just work, it's also part of your personal life. And when we think about it, we use it everywhere all the time. So it makes a lot of sense to do some work on it. And you're going to see that this work is going to reflect on your success in life, because you're going to connect with other people more authentically.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Joana, you're already speaking from a global perspective. I think this is very simple for us to understand that it's about going global. So it starts from within you, and then it gets to serve everybody, everyone else. So, Joana, I actually am excited to also announce that we will be starting the People Who Inspire PWI breakfast meetings every quarter. So we aim to do 4 times in a year. So we bring in the best young people from high schools, from university graduates, and people who are new in the corporate sectors who are now trying to get work or have meaningfully gained work, and or trying to grow their business either as an techpreneur, whatever they're trying to do. We are trying to bring in the best of them together in a room of people who inspire. That would be our breakfast session. And we would love to have you as one of the speakers to just encourage all of us whilst we are thinking about ideas that could transform and transport us from where we are to where we ought to be. Thank you so much, Joana. Thank you for sharing your wisdom and your voice with us. You've inspired us all to speak, sing, and live with confidence. God bless you.
Thank you, Emmanuel.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this is how we bring to an end the first session of PWI, People Who Inspire Conversation. And today we had the opportunity of engaging Joana Lisboa from Portugal, and we will be bringing the conversation to an end. If you have a question, please put it in the chat box, and we will certainly pick it up and answer all your questions. And you can drop your emails and contacts. And don't forget to click the link in our bio to be able to register to join our network. We are certainly going to transform Africa and the rest of the world, one person at a time, one community at a time, one nation at a time. We are in to inspire, to lead, and to impact. Have a good evening.